Hello, everybody. It's me, producer Ross, and welcome to another edition of the Monday Recap. It's the first of 2021, so Happy New Year. And I'm joined by good old Liam from Crewe. We've got no games to recap on because there's been no games since the Burton 2-1 win. But there is transfers to talk about as it is the Tranio transfer window is open. So cue the rumours. Let's get into it, Liam. And of course, we're going to look at the Swindon game as well as Town hopefully be returning to action. So yes, Liam, as I said in the intro, cue the transfer rumours, and we've got two already. Firstly, it's a winger from Barnsley, Luke Thomas, a 21-year-old. He joined Barnsley for 1.2 million from Derby in 2019. So they spent a bit of money on him, and they're now looking to possibly loan him out. And Paul Lambert said on a number of occasions he'd be looking to add to his squad in the Drano transfer window. Although money is tight, your thoughts on this transfer rumour?
Well, I don't know much about him, to be truth, but I think definitely it's an area that needs to be strengthened. If he's going to continue playing 4-3-3, then we need wide players, and currently we are struggling in that department with all the injuries. And I know they're due to come back, but we do need a bit of help. So I think, yeah, it's the right sort of signing. Whether he will be the right player is a different question, but he seems to have a little bit of pedigree about him and a young player that seems to be highly rated by his price tag. So surely he has got a very talented future ahead of him if that's the case, and hopefully he can help Town out in our ultimate goal by the summer.
Definitely a wait and see on that. But, of course, we'll be thinking, why not use our own players that we've got at exposure? Of course, a lot of injuries, but there's some other young players and stuff like that. But we won't get into that. We're going to get into another transfer link, which is probably not going to happen, but it was very controversial, of course, because he is a controversial man, and it is ex-Fleetwood striker Ched Evans. He has left the club recently because of his behaviour, basically. And Town, Sunderland, Preston are reported to be among the clubs interested in the striker. He's 32 years of age. He's proven at this level. He has scored, but of course he's got that controversial tag because of all stuff that went on with him. But yeah, your thoughts on this? It's probably not going to happen because it sounds like Preston are leading the run for this.
Well, that does surprise me. At 32. And he didn't really pull any trees up at Fleetwood, so I'm surprised that a championship club would be looking. But he is exactly what it would say on the tin, a stopgap. He isn't a permanent signing for any of the clubs that have been linked, including us. It would be a stopgap. I mean, we won't go into his past indiscretions, but for me, I don't think he is the player that we need. I think potentially we could do with a striker, but I just think with our system, and we've got 3 fit strikers at the moment. I know we're missing all, but I just think that if we added Evans, I don't know what he would really add. He didn't score a huge amount of goals at Fleetwood, and potentially need a striker, although I think the system may be a bit of an issue for anyone that we bring in. But I don't think Evans would be the right man to help us get promoted. So for me, it's a no on that one. And if it is that he's going to Preston, then yeah, good miss, I think.
So let's move on to a recall then. Idris El Mizouni has been recalled from his loan from Cambridge. He was going to be there for the season, but the option that was in there for January has been recalled. Paul Lambert has brought him back to the club. The 20-year-old midfielder made 15 appearances during his spell there. It was sort of stop-start during his time there. He wasn't able to establish a place in the side in his second spell at the Abbey Stadium. But, of course, Town are very short on midfielders in recent weeks due to injuries. Of course, we've not played a game since the Burton game. But, yeah, your thoughts on this? Do you think he's got a chance to possibly play in the next game?
Well, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see what the state of play is with the injured players. It's very deathly quiet on that at the moment. There doesn't seem to be any news about players who should be returning about now coming back. So I think he's got every chance. And the fact that they've recalled him, potentially they may be looking for a different loan. Maybe they feel that Cambridge weren't providing what Town wanted them to provide in terms of his development. And so maybe they will look to give him a loan. But I mean, the window is a month long, and I'm be surprised unless they have something lined up straight away that he'd be off on loan again. So there's every chance he could possibly play against Swindon. And the fact that he's been playing means that he isn't coming in completely cold for the likes of Dobra, who was in the under-23s, who hasn't had any pretty much any senior football when he was pushed in. But I think why not? There's loads of injuries at the moment, and he's having to trust the younger players. And Swindon, bit hit and miss, might be a decent game to push him into. And who knows, he may be the spark that Town are looking for. Although I have a nagging suspicion that he may not feature a lot when he returns and potentially may go back out on loan again. Be nice to see him play and put him in the team and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Idris. Hopefully he does get an opportunity to play, but we'll wait and see on that. So let's get into this Saturday. Town hopefully have a game. They take on Swindon Town. It's live on Sky at Portman Road, 5:30 kickoff. Of course, we got rid of the Sky curse after beating Wigan on TV on the opening day this season. Swindon not doing so well this season. Of course, promoted from League 2 last season, winning League 2, of course, on points per game. They're currently sitting 23rd in League 1. Not a good record in the last few weeks. They did play over Christmas somewhat. There, of course, no Boxing Day game for them, no Boxing Day game for us, but they lost 4-1 against MK Dons in their last game, the 29th of December. Of course, an ex-Town player, Brett Pittman's there as well. He's still scoring a few goals for them. How are you feeling going into Liam? Are you looking forward to having a Town game again, hopefully?
Difficult question, that, after how we pretty much ended the year. Yeah, I mean, we are looking forward to watching some football again. It's been a strange winter period, the normal time when games come thick and fast, and yeah, as a football fan, it is just the best time of year, just a feast of football coming at you, straight, hitting you straight in the face, really, one after the other. But obviously this year, due to the exceptional circumstances happening around the world at the moment, it's been very strange. And not to have a lot of football with teams that I'm interested in has been strange. Of course, there's been plenty of other football, but you want to watch those games, and obviously Boxing Day is a special day for supporters to go down, bumper crowd on the bank holiday to go and watch their team play. So yeah, it has been a strange period, but I think it's probably worked out for the best for Town in terms of the Fleetwood game not being played. It just gives, because I think the last set of isolation players who were last to be isolating were up on Saturday, I think it was, and with a game on Monday, wouldn't have been a lot of time to get them up to speed. So to have a full week of training to head into this one, I think would be a bit more beneficial. In terms of Swindon themselves, should be a game we win again. And I mean, I don't want to be negative. I mean, I was pretty negative at the end of last year, and a lot of things that I was saying in the Extra Time podcast. But this should be a game we should win fairly comfortably. another team in the lower half that we should deal with, even with the injuries. But it won't change anything until we've played a team that we are directly in competition for promotion with, to determine whether anything has changed. So in terms of that, it's not going to change a lot, but we need to start the season, well, the new year. Let's call it a new season, because last season, just forget about it.
Yeah.
We split the season in half.
Yeah.
This second half, we need to hit the ground running. I think Town will win this pretty comfortably to start this second half to the season, and it is a must-win game. Really, every game now we play, we've got to be in the game. We won't win them all, but we have to make sure that we're competing, because we will find ourselves cut adrift if we're not careful.
Definitely well said, Liam. And thank you very much for joining me as ever. That is it for the Monday recap. Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you think of the transfer rumours, El Mizouni getting recalled, and the Swindon game. But yes, I've been producer Ross. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.